Good morning, Lugnuts. Good Sunday morning. Welcome back to another beautiful day out here at the farm. So today we're going to do something a little different. I know I've been gone for a while. I know I haven't put out any long form content in a bit, but it's been a little bit crazy around here. It's been hot. It's hard to spend any real time out in the shop. I've been trying to sell the Blazer Project Meekum. I've been trying to sell the Chevelle. Had a little difficulty, and I'll probably be putting a video out. I tried Bring a Trailer and was a little disappointed in how that went. So we'll take a look at that, and that'll probably be another video where we dive into the questionable nature of Bring a Trailer. And I'll get your guys' input and see what you think about it. But today, we're going to be working on Daughter Lugnut's project. Daughter Lugnut is a seamstress. She makes bags. She makes these cute little bags. I would highly recommend you go find her. I believe it is Haunted Studios, and we'll put a link to it here in the video. So if you want to go check out her stuff, buy a bag, support her. She is fantastic at what she does. She's working really hard trying to build a business. And, you know, it's not easy trying to build a business. For those of you that have done it, you know. But today, what we're going to cover is we are going to clear coat shelves and cabinets that she purchased from Joann's going out of business. These are their pattern drawers and stuff like that. She needed some storage. So her and Mama Lugnut got out here and cleaned these things up and shot them in this pretty purple that they really, really like. And then they got put in the shop for, oh, I hear you, roosters. That's Rudy and Warren, our roosters, making all kinds of noise. But back to the cabinets. They got painted, got cleaned up, got painted, and put into the shop for a little while. And now we're going to go ahead and get them clear coated just to protect them a little bit from getting beat up. Little clear coat on them. And we're going to use an automotive clear coat, which is how we tie into our channel today. We're going to shoot automotive clear coat just like we would if it was a regular car. We're going to clean all these things up. We're going to wipe them down. We're going to get them ready to go. We do have a little bit of a breeze today, and we are doing this outside, not in a booth, because I don't know that my blow-up booth is big enough for all of this stuff, number one. And number two, these don't have to be as precise as a car finish. They, you know, if they get a little bit of trash in them, they get a little bit of trash in them. It's not the end of the world. But with that being said, I think we're going to get started cleaning these things up and wiping them down and getting them ready to paint. And as I've always said before, paint work is prep work. So let's get into it. All right, first things first, we're going to blow these things off real good. And I'm going to show you the prep on these two first, and then I'm going to go do the rest of everything else because you guys don't need to see every bit of this. We'll probably speed it up. But, you know, first things first, we're going to blow them off real quick. And then we're going to use this stuff. We're going to try this stuff and see what happens. This is an all-surface cleaner. It's called Release. Shout out to Alex at Legit Streetcars. It's a show that I watch all the time. He won't know who I am, but I know who he is, and he's a great guy. It always seems pretty cool. He's got the same taste in cars that I do. So we're going to go ahead and wipe these down with this Release. This stuff is supposed to deal with bugs and grease and brake dust and everything else under the sun. So we're not going to spray it directly on it. We're going to get our microfiber, good clean microfiber. Oh, bless you, Mama Lugnut. So we might be joined by Mama Lugnut later today. We'll see. So then we're just going to wipe these down real quick. Give them a quick wipe. and we're going to let them dry. I'm sure you like looking at my butt bent over the whole time. I get that. All right, we're going to let that dry real good, and then we're going to repeat the process for everything else. Cue the montage. All right, guys, we're back. We're going to mix up this stuff. I have a really basic, inexpensive clear that I got a while back just to see. I was working on another project and got this and ended up not using it. So we've got a U-Pole 4-to-1 clear coat. I've shaken this already. Once again, this is not a mission critical paint job, but we want to do it decent, so got our little measuring cups out here. We're going to open this up. We've shaken this all up real good. What you saw was just a little aftershake. Forgive the mess in the shop, guys. The shop is a disaster, and I got to get to it. So we're going to go to our 4-to-1 cup mix, and I think we're going to use the biggest one because, well, we may as well. So that means we're going to put 4 parts here and then fill it to the 5 with the hardener. So let's do that. Yeah, we're probably going to mix up way too much clear. All right, there's our 4. Put our cap back on. Now it is a hot day, so I don't know how much work time we're going to get on this stuff, but we should be okay. Oh, real quick, I'm going to get a lid. All right, we're going to do a lid and a stir stick. All right, we've already gone to 4, so now we got to go to 5. Now I view all of this stuff as practice for when I paint cars, so, and I'm not a professional painter. We've already covered that in depth on the one of the Chevelle videos and on the Blazer video. I am not a professional painter, but you know what? For home projects, guys, you don't have to be a professional. You can do a lot of this stuff yourself. So, all right. So we have our cup. I like the disposable cups. We're going to pour some of this in there. We're going to put this lid on there. So set that on there. Ah, no. All right. Here comes the fun part. In the past, I have had a problem if I didn't take my time and make sure that this seated on there properly, then we had leaks. So we're going to take our time and make sure that the seats, there we go. Check all of our rim. We don't have any issues. We're going to put this on. Now, these cups have a built-in filter system on them, which is pretty cool. Why aren't you screwing on there comfortably? There we go. Oh, all right, so it is a humid, hot day out here. We're going to get this set up in the gun. And then we're going to do some testing. All right, let's do a little test. You always want to test on an inconspicuous spot. All right, we're getting about 31. That's about 20. So we need to crank this up a little bit. All right, check it out and see what happens. All right, let's give it a few. Flash off, and we will go at it with another coat. Make sure we don't have any peeling or bubbling, and go from there. All right, guys, it's been about 5 minutes or so. So we let that flash off. It is a hot day out here, so things are going to flash a little quicker. We did a little more testing on the back of one of the other cabinets just to see. So we do have some drips in here, but I don't think that's the clear. I think that's the original paint. That's why we're testing on the back. So we're going to give it a second coat and see what happens. All right. Wow, we are going through some clear. Maybe it's a good thing I mixed up as much as I did. Let's let that flash off and dry and see what happens. All right, lug nuts. Well, that worked. The test worked out. I think I got the gun set up. I went ahead and reloaded more clear into the gun, and we're going to go ahead and give everything a good once over and go from there. I will tell you that you probably, whenever you paint, you should probably wear a mask. Good news is I'm outside right now, so the particles and everything else are less, but it is always a good idea to wear a mask, but man, it's just too hot. I won't be able to breathe. So I would recommend that you always wear a mask. Me, I've already got a significant amount of brain damage as it is, so you guys can learn from my mistakes. So let's get to going here. All right, there's one good coat on everything. Let's go top off paint can and see what we've got. All right, and we are back. We mixed up another. I am bound and determined to make a mess out of that. Mixed up another can of clear, container, whatever you want to call it. Get that clicked into place. We managed to make a mess, as usual. Let's hit it with a second coat. See what happens. So on the second coat, I'm going to go a little slower with my spray. lay a little more material down. All right. There's a second coat on everything. Let's see what it looks like when it flashes off. All right, Lugnuts, we're back with what hopes to be the final coat on everything. That'll be about 3 coats of clear on everything. We do now have adult supervision in the form of Mama Lugnut back there. So she says, thumbs up, I'm doing a good job, even though I'm going to be overly critical because, well, that's how I am. So let's. Well, I don't know if you could hear that because she's not wearing a microphone, but she says it's just filing cabinets for her studio. It's not like a car, but everything is practice for painting cars for me. So let's hit this. Oh, and we already had to talk about why you should be wearing a respirator when you do this. But given that it's outside and it's 9 million degrees out here, we're not. Safety third. Well, Lugnuts, I think that's actually going to do it for the day. Oh, stay there. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Robert's Classic Cabinet. I don't know. We're going to let these dry. We're going to let them flash off real good, get them cured overnight. Probably have to pull them back in the shop later this evening. Forgive the compressor making a bunch of noise in the background, but you know, every job has a learning lesson in it. This one is. It's hot. I don't know. No, so I really appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. I think we're just shy of 200 subscribers, which I greatly, greatly appreciate all of you guys. I get good comments, I get bad comments, I get people that like my cars, people that don't like my cars. I'm whatever. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. We all know what opinions, we all know all about opinions. And if you don't, just, shoot me a message and I'll tell you what I think about opinions most of the time. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off for the day. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Go check out my Baby Lugnut's Etsy store, I think it is, or her website. It's going to be Haunted Studios. We're going to list it below. But I'm going to sign off. So, Lugnuts, as always, I want you to keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Have a great day.